Thank you for clicking on this Smashy Smashy Eggman at the Movies review. I am Martin Prevost, and I just saw The Black Phone. This is the new Blumhouse horror film starring Ethan Hawke, who, he's in The Purge. He's in the original Purge. He's in a bunch of other stuff. He does a lot of, horror movies nowadays, and he's generally pretty good in them, and he's good in this one, too. Even though I don't know if you ever see his fully unmasked face. I'm pretty sure he works this entire movie with his face covered. So it's really cool that they still cast Ethan Hawke for this role, even though, again, you never see his face. I enjoyed it. I liked this movie. I thought it was very well paced. I thought it was very well done. The movie-going experience was a little weird in it of itself, but the movie was good. To get into the experience, there were a couple of chatty, giggling girls in the theater. You could hear them throughout the entire movie giggling, meaning, and you could every once in a while hear, know that they're talking. And I'm not one to say you shouldn't talk through movies, because I've done it, I do it. I did it during this one. I was watching with a friend, and I made some comments about the movie as it was going on. But I'm hoping it wasn't as loud as these girls, because they were a row down and 6 chairs away. And these are the Dream Lounger recliner chairs. So they were 3 sets of those away from us on the other side. We were in the middle of the theater. They were on the far side of the theater. And you could hear them giggle and snicker through the entire movie. Also, during the last 10 minutes of the movie, this couple walked in looking for their seats. I think they had tickets to another showing, but they wanted to walk in and sit down. It was just weird and a little distracting. I didn't miss what happened, but I kind of missed what happened during part of the ending of the movie. I got what happened because I saw the aftermath of what happened, but I think I missed the lead-in to that moment, which is sad, because I think it probably was a pretty cool moment. I just missed it, because there was this couple walking through the theater, but these are the things that might happen when you go see a movie in theaters. The movie itself was really good. I really enjoyed it. It's a pretty good horror film. It's not a gory horror film. It's not a nudity film. It's just a really well done horror film. It's more suspenseful. It has a few jump scares, but it's very, very pulled back. It just wants to use them when it absolutely has to. But overall, it's a good story. It's about this kid. It takes place in 1978. And there's a child kidnapper who is grabbing kids around the town. We have our main kid, who you think is just going to get grabbed right away. You think that the beginning of the movie is just going to be him getting grabbed, and then the movie's going to be him. But it actually builds for a little bit. Some other kids are grabbed before he is. The trailers say, this kid's the one. He's getting grabbed. So that's not a spoiler. But there are a couple of kids before it. There is a little buildup. You get to really see this kid outside of in his life before we get into the kidnapping, which is really cool. I didn't expect that, and I really liked it. I liked the fact that we got to see him. He's a good baseball player. He's got a good fastball because he's a pitcher. He is picked on by other kids. He has friends, so he's not the outcast kid. He has friends, but there are bullies who pick on him. And and he has a sister who he's really good friends with, which was cool. That it's not a sibling rivalry thing, that they're in it together in life. And I thought that was really cool, because the sibling rivalry is really easy to go with. And they have a dad who is drunk, big bad drunk. Can't make noises in the morning because he's hungover drunk. That's it. But you get that build before he finally runs into the grabber and is grabbed. For the rest of this movie, he is getting phone calls on a black phone from the other victims of the grabber, kind of trying to give him aid so he can do what they couldn't, and that is defeat the Grabber and escape. It's a really good movie. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, Ethan Hawke does all the actors, like the kids, the adults. They all did a really good job on this movie. There isn't anything bad to say about the acting. I feel like they developed the kid really well. The Grabber doesn't get as much development, and I'm curious if that's because they just didn't want to develop this character. They wanted the mystery. Like, I don't think we're ever even told his real name. We know his last name, but that's just through association because we learn a character he's related to's name, but I don't think we ever learn his real name. And we're not given any backstory. There are hints of backstory dropped. So the creators of this movie definitely knew the backstory. They just didn't include any, and I'm curious if that was the intentional purpose, so we as the audience could not relate to this character in any way, shape, or form, or because they're hoping this movie does well enough where they can do a prequel and kind of explore that more. I'd be in for that. I'd be interested. I'd be, like, as much as my mind can run wild with the ideas of what this guy did and what his hints were as to who he is. And it's also why I think they cast Ethan Hawke in a role that was masked the entire time, because I feel like if you do the prequel, you explain the mask. The mask has to be part of it. It's a weird mask because it's a two-piece mask because he changes out the bottom piece to either be a happy or a frowny face. It's a pretty cool mask. You do at points see him with just one piece of the mask on, so you do see his lower face, and at other points you do see his upper face, but a part of his face is always covered. But yeah, I think that's the one thing is like you get these hints, but then there's no they don't give you anything other than hints, which was a little frustrating because I kind of wanted it, but at the same time I was so engaged in the story of the kid that I was okay with it. That I was perfectly happy with not having this backstory. And again, if they make a prequel, I'm in. I'd totally watch it. And like you can make the prequel focus on him, and then that's where you get that information instead of trying to tell two stories at once, one that tells the kid and the other that tells the dude. Because I think they made the right choice because it really lets you focus on the kid who got grabbed and what's going on with this phone, and the other victims who are trying to give him advice. It's a really good movie. I liked The Black Phone. Check it out if you're into good horror. I definitely recommend checking out The Black Phone. It was a lot of fun, and it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. I'm not going to spoil anything because it's just a movie you want to see. You want to go out, you want to see it. It's a good horror movie. I guess, is it the best horror movie I've seen this year? I mean, it's ranking up against X, Studio 666, Nightmare Alley. Technically, I saw this year, but that came out last year. I think that's it for horror I've actually gone out of my way to see. It's I don't know. I really liked X, and this was really good too. They were both really good. Studio 666 would definitely be the lower portion of those three, but this was good. Highly recommend. If you're thinking of checking out The Black Phone, definitely check out The Black Phone. It's going to be worth your time. All right, I'm Martin Prevost. This is Smashy Smashy, you Eggman at the movies, new release reviews. This is a really wordy title. Yep. So, yeah, check back, look around, the website, the YouTube channel, see what else I got on here. I got a lot of stuff. Been doing this for years. So, yeah, have a good one. Like, comment, subscribe, because every time I go see a movie in theaters, I do a review of it. So you can always check back to see what I thought of something. I also do reviews of new releases I see through streaming. So yeah, so I will talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your night or your day or whatever time you're watching this. Just have a great one. Just have a good life.